Hey, one person who just gave the thumbs up and left. Hey, one person coming back. I'm trying to figure out who is the first person that comes on all the time. Please tell me. Go ahead and say hey or hi in the chat. So you don't have to participate because, one day I'm going to turn off those camera comments. Nobody wants to say nothing. And I didn't go on StreamYard, so nobody didn't want to jump in last night. But just as I was about to end it, all of a sudden it kind of picked up. So please like, comment, and subscribe and turn on your notification. So when I come on, y'all be notified. So I don't know. I've been getting some responses that some people don't get notified. So I don't know. But the only way to get the algorithm working is by subscribing and commenting. Hey, D's nuts. Who else is on here? So what you been up to? You know what? You need to give me your real name one day. I know you sent me an email a couple of years ago, but after that, I haven't heard much from you. So I guess you must have moved on. Hopefully you found some other interest or someone else of interest. So I'm gonna wait for a couple more minutes. Well, I don't have anything particular to talk about. Usually I talk about my day, but I didn't do nothing today. I didn't even do any Walmart Spark. You know, well, I did have I got my notification from WGU that I got accepted into the Bachelor's of Arts or Bachelor of Science for Data Analytics. Well, you don't act like it, these nuts. If you say you interested, you surely don't act like you want to get to know me. I don't know if you still got my email, but you always seem to be hiding something. So I said, okay. But in all these few years that I've known you, or that you came on my channel, it would be interesting to finally try to get to know someone. But whatever. But like I said, after that last catfish incident with that person, that was something that really bothered me. Even though it would have been interesting at first. I know some people, I haven't even seen certain people come on my channel for a long time. So I don't know, like Nikki. Hey, three people, come on, introduce yourself. Say hi so I can know who I'm talking to. It would be nice. I'm not putting y'all on camera. So I know some people may be driving or some people may have me on the big TV or listening or they may be at work. So I already know some people's schedules that they're not able to come on and type. So there's only maybe 2-3 people I know for a fact that's on here that watches me but don't really comment. So I know those situations. No, I ain't standing up. You've seen this dress before. See? I'm gonna stand up for a minute, but this dress is too short. This is something I can't even wear out. I did wear it outside. I only went to the gas station and got me a pretzel. It came right on back. So I'm gonna stand up. Ooh, I got this gut. Oh God, I need to get rid of this. See? Look at it. Oh God. Where's that Charlie cat? Charlie, where you at? He was in here. I must have went downstairs. I need to figure out how to fix this thing light. It's not light. I need to change the, what is it? The switch. There's so many old. This house is so old. It's been 14 years since I lived here, and it is so outdated. And I need to start updating from the light fixtures to this nasty ass carpet, this cheap ass carpet. I already tried to take out the carpet in the up here. I didn't. When I had my housemate, when DeJour was staying with me, he kind of helped me, but we never did finish. We took a small part of the carpet out, but I didn't realize how hard it was. And I need me something to get these nails and whatever else. I figured I might as well. You like it? I'm sure you do, but I don't know. So let me answer some of the comments that I received. So someone asked me, Blue True, I know you be in here. You said, where would I be moving to? Um, I'm gonna. I decided I'm gonna move back to South Carolina because I have family there. I lived there before when I went to South Carolina when I lived in Columbia, and I just have family there. So it makes sense for me to move where I have family from because eventually my mother's getting up in age. Even though she could support herself, financially, emotionally, physically, because she's not that much older. She's only let me see, she's only 74, 74, or will be 74, something like that. And I'll be 55 in November. So you know, it's not like my mother's like 80 something, 90 something years old, because by the time she gets in upper age, God willing, I'll be in my 60s come 5 more years from November. 60 years old. Now a lot of people say that's not old, and no, it's not old because a lot of people live to be almost in their 90s, and based on my lineage of family, now the men in my family, they don't live a long life per se, but my great grandmother, she lived almost to be 100. I think she was 100. I think she lived to be 100. So my grandmother's 94, 93, something like that, one of that. So um if I go back and taking care of my health in terms of controlling my diabetes, because overall I'm in very good health. It's just that I have you know, high blood pressure, but not off the chain. But that's due to my dietary changes. Because I used to be, I mean, most of my life I ate very healthy, but these last few years I kind of, you know, resorted to eating a whole lot of processed food per se. Hey, family channel. I ain't never seen you before. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel so I can get to 1,000 subscribers. I've been stuck at um, um, 822 or whatever for the longest, and I've been on YouTube for a long time. But I would appreciate it to at least get 1,000. So I just need to control my diabetes, my sugar levels, and I know it's because of me going back to drinking sugary stuff like sodas. Now this is water. Well, we tell that lie. This cup is water, so I'm drinking water. But I did I did get me some soda, but it has a lot of ice in it. But it ain't a whole lot. But how many years? How many years or months? I think I was diagnosed with diabetes Mm, I don't know. I want to say 30 something, maybe my 30s, late 30s. But see, when I was diagnosed, they said, oh, they said, you pre diabetic. But see, they didn't really educate about, a few years ago how to, pre diabetic, and that at that time I could control. So for years, I was able to control it. You drinking water right now? Yeah, I need to drink more water. And then when I guess okay, when I first was told, they said it's going to be progressive. You can't get rid of diabetes. Now people say you can get rid of it. No, you can put it in remission, but you just can't get rid of it. So there's many different factors. But mine was probably lifestyle change, lifestyle, eating junk. No, and I think even if you were to go to the store, okay, put this thing this way. Even if you were to go to these stores now and the chemicals they put on the vegetables and fruit and things like that, and you know, people they got apples in the stores. I was like, it's not even apple season. Apple season is in the fall, like right around October or so. Because I used to go apple picking in New York, and I used to go to those farms in upstate New York. And used to go apple picking, and you could used to bite into an apple. It was nice and juicy. It didn't taste, it had flavor, and it was water content. I remember eating tomatoes and okra and all kind of vegetables in my grandmother and my grandparents' farm. In South Carolina, pick peas and vegetables, cucumbers. I remember you could literally pick a cucumber out of the cucumber field and eat it. You had to be worried about, oh, it got chemicals in it. It don't taste the same. I could eat a cucumber from a store and eat a cucumber. I remember I said, this these are not, these ain't real tomatoes. They ain't real cucumber, you know? So I could tell the difference. And in these last decades, I don't, I'm one to look at different YouTube channels about the industrial changing and how food change and how, you know, it's just different. Even when you buy fish, I will not go to the supermarket and buy fish anymore because it got that plastic wrapped around it. And tilapia, I don't buy tilapia. I used to, oh, this sway fish, SWAI. I don't know what the hell is sway fish. So at one point, I used to go to the store and you could buy whole fish. You could see the head, the eyes. You know, that was real fish that came out of the water. Wild, now there's wild caught fish and all that stuff. I mean, it's not cold water fish that you could buy that came straight out of the ocean. That's why when I go to South Carolina, particularly when my uncle he used to go hunting for venison or deer and fishing, and I used to say, I need some fish. They had the whole fish, and then he was like, I ain't got it here, I ain't got none. He always claimed he had nothing, but amazing how um he would have some. If my mother would get fish, they had the whole fish. You had to literally clean the fish. I remember in the backyard, you had to clean the fish. Oops. Clean the fish, scales, clean it, actually clean fish, cut it up, fillet it, and they used to fry it, and there'd be fish sandwiches. Ooh, that was so good. Just me thinking about it, I'm like, oh, that was real food. You know, real food. We used to go up to this place. They used to be like, you go up up the road, and they said, don't go to Molly. It used to be like a little, jute joint shack place or whatever. And they used to fry fish, whole fish, put it on two pieces of white bread, put some hot sauce in it, and they would be like, you know, You may get some French fries, and it was real fishy. You have to make sure, that when you eat the fish, you don't get the bone. Delicious. Just me thinking about it make me like, mm. But like I said, and I was never a person to go to McDonald's and Burger King and all that stuff. When I lived in New York, grew up in New York as a child, all the way. I honestly don't know. Food changes. Wait, what is this? Honestly, I don't know. Well, it changes. I'll tell you that. I've been one of those people watching. Yes, it was real fish. You used to catch it. You could go to Lake Moultrie in South Carolina and literally go fishing and then whoop, real fish, bass. Um, I don't like catfish too much because that's too much. That's a muddy fish. But catfish, bass. I don't know all the different kind of fish. All I know is I know real fish when I see it, and I haven't bought fish. They used to sell them in the supermarket. It would actually be the whole fish, and it used to be in this box. And they used to have headless fish, whiting. That's what I'm thinking of, whiting. And I was like, dang. So they would sell fish like that. There would be a whole fish. They just chop the heads off. They put them in a box and they sell it. I ain't seen that fish like that in years. Everything now is that little fillet plastic fish. So y'all know when I take y'all to the farmers market, you can buy fish, whole fish too. You just look at it, and it's being slimmer and slimmer, and not as abundant like it used to be. But I sure miss those days. But I ain't never had, I used to eat, I need to go back to eating vegetables, but sometimes it's just so hard. You go to the store, just the quality that you go to, and, you know, it's just not the same. And I may go to the farmer's market. It's the beginning of the month, and let me see. I need to make my list. I need to make a grocery list so I can know what I'm going and buying at the store and try to clean out my pantry and donate those cans of vegetables, that I don't even eat. I don't even know why I even got it. I should have just gave it right on back. I'm going right on back to the food bank and give those. Hey, your pleasure. Go ahead and give me the thumbs up as you're into the room. There's 6 of y'all in here, so I need 6 for 6. 100% participation. I would much appreciate it. But anyway, I didn't do nothing today. I just laid around, rested, um, had my entry. It really wasn't no interview. It was really that you got accepted to the program for WGU. So I'll be going there in September. What's that? Chop heads up a fish. You know what? If I go to farmers market and I buy me some whole fish, because it could be quite expensive, I'm gonna take y'all to farmers market next time I go. Show y'all around some of the things that I'm gonna be getting. But I'm gonna stop by that farm. I'm gonna stop by that fish section because it's always crowded. That's why I don't really stick along because I'm like, God damn, you gotta be here for the next couple of hours just to get in, just to get to the fish. But I think if I go during the weekday, during the day, it won't be so crowded because Saturdays and Sundays, whew. So I'm gonna go during the weekday. And I know another place I could go to. I could go to the H Town. H Town is a Korean supermarket, and when you go there, it looks just like Van Dam. They sell whole. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been in that store, but I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna try them out and see what they got. But they used to sell um when I went there before a few years ago, you would see the fish in the water, but that's probably um controlled, not wild caught fish. But they used to sell. um, big things of cuts of meat. Like if they were selling a lamb, they would literally sell the whole big animal lamb. I'm like, what? And people will buy it too because what they do is people who own these restaurants, they'll buy that, they'll chop those things up, cut them up, do whatever. So I'm gonna go there and see if there's anything like that what I would like to go to. But I do plan on going to South Carolina in the next couple of weeks. I haven't decided when, but I'm gonna go in a couple of weeks because I'm supposed to be going back to Amazon. They extended my leave until the 18th of August. So I better go before I have to go back to work. But the doctor has to release me. And let me see. No, I'm going back to school in September 1st. I'm going back to Amazon. Well, I don't know if I'm going back to Amazon because they didn't release me. And when I go to that podiatrist next week and the endocrinologist, um, because lately I have not really been feeling well. I don't know what is. It's something wrong that I could tell. And Fish is busy a lot. So once they examine me in terms of my feet, because even though I'm on workers comp because of my head injury and neck strain and whatever that happened, but it's something really making me kind of feel a certain kind of way. I mean, I may not be able to do certain things anyway. And when I go back to school, I'm actually going to be full time. So um, basically, it's like I'm starting all over again. I mean, yes, I have an MBA. Yes, I have a bachelor's degree already, and I've taken so many courses through these few years that I've been with y'all on YouTube. Um, I'm just kind of turning the clock back in terms of I like me. I don't understand. I like me. Like you mean like you? I don't understand what you're saying, Family Channel. So for these last few months, how the economy's going and how we're changing the economy, I guess you could say. Even though a lot of people who are work for Facebook, Meta, and all these, even Amazon, a lot of people are getting laid off, and they've been in the IT field making good money, six figures, and suddenly they getting laid off because the business of these companies now is changing. I think we're entering a new era per se. You know, AI and do you like meat from beef? I don't understand your question. I mean, I eat beef, I eat pork, chicken, but I need to be more mindful of those type of foods that you eat. That tends to be GMO or processed. That's the thing. So I need to start eating more healthier and be more conscious of what I put in my mouth and kind of eliminate a lot of people say, oh, you go to Chick-fil-A, you get a salad, and that's more healthier, da 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 da, than, there's certain things. People, anything, put it this way, anything from a restaurant, fast food, whether it be fine dining, um, that doesn't necessarily mean it's all that great. So it just, I don't know, like I said, it's just the quality of meats you buy. It may be a little bit more pricey than even it's pricing for that cheap stuff either, you know. people say, oh, it's too much money to buy organic and stuff. Not about organic. You just have to, you know, make choices of what you buy. Like for instance, a few weeks ago, I went and bought me some turkey wings, and I was with someone. No, I wasn't with them. We kind of met at this farmers market. They bought the organic turkey wings, whereas I was going to buy the regular ones. But then, when the difference in price of those turkey wings from the ones that I bought that was not organic versus the organic ones, it wasn't even that much difference. So I put that thing right back and told them give me organic turkey wings. And it was like only like maybe a few cents more for the same number of pieces. So I got that in the freezer. So I'm gonna cook me some. I would cook me some turkey wings and stuff for dinner, or maybe and then I want to go and eat some oxtails. So I could, I have to go to the meat market. There are a couple of meat markets that I pass by. I need to go there. So I'm gonna go to the meat market and start buying my meats. Thank you, cooked beef. There ain't nothing wrong, people. Ain't nothing wrong with beef. There's nothing wrong with beef, pork, whatever. But I'm just gonna start buying meats from the meat markets. Cause there's a couple places in Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, you could really buy good cuts of meat. It doesn't have to come from no Kroger's and Publix, Aldi's or whatever. But going to the farmers market, you could really buy some good quality. It may be pricey, but I can't afford to keep buying cheap all the time. You know? Hold up, y'all. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, I like beans. Anybody else got a question to ask me? Hold up, I'll be back in a second. All right, y'all, I'm back. Look at my hair; it's starting to grow back. When I had that mess, had hair was all matted, and they had to literally cut my hair, especially in the back. So I started to notice that it's starting to grow back. So come say at December at the end of the year, my hair's gonna be back down to its length. So I've been taking some vitamins, prenatal vitamins. No, I'm not pregnant, so don't be like, why are you taking prenatal vitamins? Someone told me prenatal vitamins. You could take prenatal vitamins. Now, I ain't saying men could take it, but I know women could take it because prenatal vitamins gives you a lot of the nutrients, and DHA is supposed to be for like vitamin D. So when I've heard about people should take prenatal vitamins anyway, rather than taking some of these other vitamins because um, I didn't even take it today. I know I took it. I meant to take it. I got the nerve and took it out, and I didn't even take it. I don't remember. I know exactly what I did. I put the dang pill out for to eat breakfast, and somehow I put it on my plate and or somewhere, and I didn't even take it. And so let me take it now. Yep. So who's asking what am I doing? Do you? Well, anyway, so pretty much, and then I was also studying for cybersecurity. It was a free um, um, it's really a basic cybersecurity course. I found it somewhere on LinkedIn, and it's self-paced. So I was studying those modules. I have a long ways to go, but it was something I just wanted to learn basic things to do. So that way, as I learn new things, not having to go to school and run up no student loans because I'm not doing that. Hopefully, if it's true, my student loans will be forgiven because of some. Um, oh, you did rewash. Oh, okay. You were the only one that didn't say nothing when I already went there and came back. I really enjoyed myself. I'm about to go and take me another trip again because I have a voucher to use for 3 days, 2 nights at a hotel anywhere in the 50 states. But I have to, it was so complicated. I said, dang, if I knew it was this thing complicated, I would have not donated my cars for kids. So they give you a voucher and then turn around. I don't think I may have enough deductions to claim the deduction because it will be, I don't know. I could always carry it over for next year. But I have some airline credits with Southwest Airlines to use. And I don't want that to expire because it's October, so I want to go someplace. You should. You already took the vitamin. You just see me take it and swallowed it already. But I've been taking the I've been taking it. Now I may not have taken it every day like I should, but I try to take it as much as I can. But I bought this on Amazon, prenatal plus DHA. It has vitamins and minerals, nature's truth. So I'm gonna try to buy me some collagen. I saw that collagen is supposed to be good for your skin and your hair and your nails. So that way you don't be looking all old. So that's what I heard, that collagen is good. As you get older, you lose a lot of collagen. That's why people don't have that electricity in their skin. And that's why I look so useful. Youthful. Don't you think I look useful? When I tell people I'm 55, well, when I said I will be 55, people say, I dare you to 24-hour live stream. Nope, not going to do that. Because, number one, Y'all don't participate. So I don't want to do no live stream for 24 hours because y'all don't even participate. You know how hard it is to do live streaming and you just talking to yourself with no kind of interaction. So nope, not gonna do it. Besides, ain't nobody gonna be on here that long period of time. Now, some people probably will go to bed with the YouTube channel on and listen because I've done that with people. I would listen to certain people, or if I'm in bed laying down, I'll be looking at YouTube. I don't even look at regular TV no more. One, I don't have cable, and I keep not forgetting, but I could always go look at the Apple Podcasts and listen to a lot of things that will help me not fall asleep, but it'll be good to go back on some of the podcasts that I've been listening to because I have been going to. I'm gonna tell y'all, but I'm gonna mention it briefly. I have just, I've been going through a lot in these last few years. Yeah, but there's gonna be all these different stream channels that you could get because you could get you get those free streaming things, and I keep, I do have that um not iPad. What's the other one? The thing I got from Amazon during the Christmas when they had these contests. I did I did have one, but I haven't been charging it. I haven't even been looking at it, and I can look at free TV and I got that little Amazon tablet. Matter of fact, it's sitting downstairs on the table, not even charged. I could look at that. No, I don't got no Fire Stick. I don't have the Fire Stick because you could actually get a tablet that already has pre-loaded things on there already. So you don't really need the fireworks or none of that. Because I have a smart TV. I got this TV sitting right here, ain't even doing nothing. Only thing I use this big TV screen next to me is when I want to have a dual screen and I'm start studying and I need to see a big screen so I could do my lessons and practice my learning like Python and all those other things I've been doing. So that's what I do with the screen. So hey, seven y'all, seven of y'all in here. What happened to the other three thumbs ups that I'm not getting? Go ahead and hit the thumbs. Much appreciated. If you're on here, like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate that too. So there's been some, like I said, the way how these things are changing now in terms of work and people working and if people who make six figures working in IT, working at big companies, are being laid off, and especially as you get, hey, bubble to what bubble to what is it? Bubble top C. Oh no, I've been got kicked off of DoorDash. I got kicked off of DoorDash when they first came about back in 2017. I tried to get on again, and when I signed up with a new account, they kicked me off again. I was with DoorDash when they used to pay $5 per delivery plus whatever tips. I never heard of I Show Speed. Put that in the link so I could. I don't know if they in Georgia, but I'm the only apps that I'm active is Walmart Spark. Um, I'm with Walmart Spark, Roadie, and I was a customer of Roadie when I had to pick up a desk from a store that was closing down. So I've been with Rody when they first started. And who else? Nope, not with Ship. Ship is full of shit. You didn't see that video when I made that video about Ship? See, I was with Ship, um, Instacart, DoorDash, Postmates, um, Deliv. Y'all know I was like maybe one of the very few persons in Atlanta that was doing Deliv. I had to go to Macy's, Bloomington, Bloomingdale's, Best Buy, all these different stores. People would order online, and I would deliver it. I made some good money with Deliv. And Deliv used to have a call center up in Roswell, but Deliv went under. See, those apps that I was doing those back in the day, 20 about um middle of the summer of 2016, after I got so disgusted with at the IRS for being there for so long, and then I finally, you know, got off my bandwagon and being not depressed because I wanted, it was time for me to go anyway. But I managed to save so much money back then. When I mean money, I had savings up to the yang, up to the Yahoo. I ain't had to worry about um having to work, but I did some foolishness things with my money too. And but I was able to survive on my emergency fund. If it was a long time, I could tell you that. But also I wasn't I just started doing those apps, Postmates and all that when it was real big and in the beginning. And I made some good money doing it, but it was so aggravating. And I was like, people were acting stupid. And at the same time, all these people who talk about DoorDash now and Uber Eats and stuff. See, I was the GOAT. GOAT, greatest of all times. It was me. I didn't have no big YouTube channel. People followed me all over the country and knew me because I wasn't making no dumb videos about let me show you how much money I made and flashing my. I told people don't do that, and I was giving people tax advice, and because I still have experience. I have vast experience about that, and explaining to people, you know, about you supposed to pay your estimated taxes. I mean, it was a lot of stuff, and I got a lot of giving a lot of free advice, but I wasn't um on YouTube like that. I was driving around, and you know me, I was driving around my little Kia Optima, the Corolla, Toyota Corolla, just driving about, going to the, showing my different experiences and just cutting up because people, they love my videos because I wasn't, I was telling it as it is. I was not sugarcoating nothing. I mean, I wasn't like egregiously bad about it, but at the same time, y'all know me. Y'all know me. Whoever been on me from the beginning, who stood by me in the beginning, and let me see, can't believe it. It'll be 6, 7 years. It's been 6, 7 years because my YouTube channel. I've always been on YouTube, but it wasn't like anything like monetization and all that. But most of my videos in the beginning, it was about me doing Grubhub. Because y'all know me, I was the queen of Grubhub in at least I could say in Atlanta. I was making maybe what $200 Saturdays and Sundays per day, working like 8-hour days, and come 8 o'clock, I was home. I wasn't working all around the clock, all in the middle of the night. I did that maybe a few times, but see, I've seen the beginning, and I've seen the changes, and I've told people about what's going to happen throughout those years. So when you hear people who talk about Pedro, the DoorDasher, or Bet About Me, and some of these people who popped up in the last 2 3 years, make it sound like they the king of DoorDash and the king and the king of this and that or whatever. No, y'all were not the ones who were there in the beginning. The old school people who were there. You know, all these new people who pop up all. They just don't know. They do not know. It would be interesting to ride along with you on some. But the thing is, okay, I'm gonna answer these nuts question. Well, for one thing, I don't. Oops, I dropped the dang mouse on the floor. For one thing, okay, 8 people, give me some thumbs up so I can appreciate the love. Anyway, for one thing, I don't have a GoPro to record while I'm driving when I do when I'm driving about. Because I asked for suggestions. Could anybody send me a link with a GoPro or something I could buy, and then I could do it? Because when I use my phone, it's hard to be on live streaming, record at the same time because I have to keep the app open when I do my deliveries. Oops, look at this. So tomorrow I will be doing the Walmart Spark. I'm gonna try to do roadie. When I say try, I'm gonna try to do roadie, but um, I'm gonna eventually get me I don't know. I need something, and I don't want nothing difficult either. I don't want that. I want something where I could record. I don't want to use my phone when I'm driving about unless I'm doing a small recording. Usually, if I'm sitting around waiting, I'll make a recording and download it. But to show the recordings of when I'm driving, hmm, I need to buy me a I need to buy me a dash cam or something. I don't know what it is. I think no one is really making money. Ain't nobody making no money, no DoorDash. I know that for sure. I know that. And don't please stop saying, I hate when people say this. It depends on the market. No, it's not. It is all across the board. All across the board. Yes, it's a dash cam. Okay, I'm gonna buy me one because I've been going to some real pretty areas, driving around. I said, man, I wish my YouTube subscribers and people could see what I see. So it'll be interesting. So I'm gonna go on Amazon and see and buy me one. I'm not trying to spend all my money to buy it either. So hopefully I can get a real good one. If y'all could do some research while y'all sitting here watching me, since nobody but um, 3 people are really talking, could somebody go on there on Amazon and see if you could suggest one for me and send a link while I'm here? One news report said one guy made 100K. He did. I read that. I read that. He made 100K. He lived in Hawaii. But you know how expensive Hawaii is? I've never been to Hawaii, but I have family members who lived in Hawaii. You know how expensive Hawaii is? Even if you're going to fast food, it's like off the chain. So I believe it, but he was working what, 12 hours, 12-hour days. So he was working. So I can't see myself. I mean, I can't see myself getting up in the morning, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and work all the way to the night at 10 o'clock at night. I can't. I've done that one. I've done that. I've done that with the jobs I had when I worked TurboTax during tax season. And I was working at Amazon, and then I had worked a little side gig too. I was literally working a lot of hours doing that, but I ain't made no 100K. I know that. So, but um, you could really grind and do that. So, but I would be curious to see um, how much expenses of gas wear and tear on your car, oil changes. That means you would have to go and do an oil change every 2 months, if not shorter. And then um tires. I just bought me some brand new tires last week for about $1,000 and something dollars at discount tires. And I said, give me the top of the line best one. I didn't get cheap. So I gotta pay off that bill. But see, I have money set aside for stuff like that. But I seen people drive, they doing Uber. See, Uber now does Walmart grocery shopping. I seen so many people pull up. I said, are you doing which one you doing? They said, oh, I'm doing Uber. And Uber does grocery shopping. Some people be pulling up with a damn regular sedan car trying to get 50, 100 pounds of water in the car. I was like, at first I'm thinking, okay, 5 thumbs up. Where's the other four? Give me some thumbs, y'all. Um, some people be having the wrong type of car to be doing a grocery delivery. Now, ain't nothing wrong with little packages and stuff like that, or basic groceries you put in the car. But some people be taking orders like require, trying to put 3, 4 cases of water in the back seat and all that. And then I was like, they just wearing down their car. And then I look and I could tell I'm not no mechanic or nothing, but I look at people's cars. I said, they just wearing down their car. Do you know people have dash cams? I'm quite sure they do. You know how many times I bump, you know how many times I pass by vehicles? I said, well, how did that out of they crash? Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen a whole bunch of foolishness. But a lot of times people, they just don't take care of their vehicles. One thing for me, I take care of my cars. Now I may not clean it and you know, be junky inside after eating in the car and drinking and stuff. I need to clean that car out tomorrow when I get up. All those papers and mail. I check the mail and then I have it in the car. And I'm like, God dang, I'm so tired of this. So I need to just put me a garbage can right next to the mailbox or something and don't even bring it in the house. Every time I'm so tired of all those, this just drive me crazy. All those advertisements and stuff. I was like, phew, and I just leave it on the table, leave it on the table. Next thing you know, it's piled up on the table, and then I got to sort through all that paper. I said, mm-mm. So I need to, I'm just getting rid of all the stuff that's on my table now. I'm like, God dang, I'm finally finished with this crap. I don't want no more mail and papers and junk. That's why I try to go online and opt out. I said, nope, don't send me no statements. I get too many statements for different things. And then if I'm going in the car, I go back in the car and then I put it on the seat. Next thing you know, I was like, dog, you'd be amazed if you don't clean out your car weekly and you wait how much it just accumulates junk. You know, it just accumulate junk. Drinking water in the car, and I put it in the thing, and next thing you know, I said, "Dang, I got all this, 2, 3, 4 things of water." I said, "Let me throw this out in the garbage and stop buying plastic water." That's why I don't buy cases of water with plastic because then it's gonna accumulate, and then I gotta, you know, recycle. But other than that, I do need to get me a dash cam so I could record and be better quality videos, things of that nature. Now, how come you have to go to school? It's not how come I have to go to school. Amazon offers career choice where they allow you to go to school and they pay $5,250 every year for you to take courses. It don't have to be a school. They have different industries, different things. Like some people, if you work at it, that's why I told a couple of people last year. I said, all right, y'all, Y'all better go ahead and get a job at Amazon or some warehouse type of job, and you could get some insurance and benefits and going to school for free. I told people to go to Amazon because at one point they was hiring here in Georgia. If you had a referral code, they still doing it, but I don't know if they really. If anybody's interested and y'all live in Georgia, Metro Atlanta, and you need a job, and they still hiring, I will share with y'all my link. But Amazon had offered that. Like for instance, I chose technology, so they have different programs, learning programs where you could learn tech sales. I did that last year. I finished it. Um, I did Correlation One, which was Salesforce. I finished that program, but I did I finished that. But I've used Salesforce when I was working at TurboTax, and then I got promoted. So I'm trying to get somebody to help me formulate my resume better, and then I tried to do Correlation One again with data analytics, but I didn't like their program at that point because they had 1,000 people in the Zoom room, and I was like, and I was asking when I was asking questions, I didn't like the way they did it, but I think I did a video talking about that. So basically, they told me, gave me my little voucher back, told me I'd go somewhere else. I said fine because I didn't want to do that particular school anyway. All right, talk to you later, family channel. Thanks for coming by. Please leave a comment if you have any questions and subscribe. Talk to you soon. What did you think about TechSip? Okay, Bubble T. Let me tell you what that. When I did SV Academy, they were arrogant. I had finished the whole entire program, did everything. And I started asking questions about the decline of companies laying people off, and they weren't buying Salesforce. See, Salesforce is a product, and Salesforce is a company. So I I would have loved to do tech sales because I've done sales. My background, I have customer service sales background, but I need to start putting that more out of my resume more because I need help. And they were supposed to offer a career a guidance and helping you look for a position in a job. And they tailored it the way Amazon wanted the program to be facilitated. But when I go on my LinkedIn profile, there was a lot of people they were looking for a job in tech sales, looking for work. So there's so one of my coworkers, she used to work at Amazon, but once you get a job or position with career choice, you can't stay with Amazon. You have to leave because that's part of the conditions of the program. So she lived up in California, and she had a position in tech sales, but she was in the sales of those solar panels on your house, and the company was basically shady. She did pretty good, but she never saw the money. She would do the closing of the sale. The account executive got most of the money. They give you a little something or whatever, and they were basically running a lot of these companies that was in tech sales. They were running a lot of them were running some scams, lost a lot of money in funding. A lot of them was getting money for funding from investors. So when it was time for those investors that we want our return back, we want our money, a lot of them laid off a lot of people. That's what I was saying. People who were in um, IT, even if they were software developers, a lot of them were getting fired because a lot of companies they didn't have no money to buy whatever product you're selling, whether it be a cloud server or whatever you're selling technical wise. They didn't have no money. A lot of people didn't have no. A lot of companies didn't have the money to do it. So I started asking questions. I said, "Well, what happened with the economy with the decline and all this talk about people? They're gonna be eventually laid off." This was before they had this big inflation. I started asking those type of questions. So if you're not one of those people who yes somebody and follow through the flow, and you started thinking out the box, and I started asking them questions, and this was before Salesforce laid anybody off. This before they, Meta, Facebook, Google, even Amazon, when they were laying off their IT people, way before they started laying these massive layoffs in IT, I already saw ahead of time that there was going to be some decline. And I was kind of questioning that. So the person I knew, she quit. Matter of fact, I talked to her last week on LinkedIn, and she was like, she was going to quit the next day. She was saying that she was going on, and she spoke Spanish too. So she was going to all these people in the house, knocking on doors, because that's what you're supposed to do as a tech sales. Either you're going to be depending on the company, you be either walking, knocking on doors, or you're going to be on the phone making 200, 300, 400 calls per day. And that was part of my internship for the program. So um, a lot of companies went under or shut down or whatever. So as a SDR or in tech sales, a lot of people that was in my cohort, a lot of them said they found jobs, but a lot of them, when I looked in their LinkedIn profile, they didn't work there anymore. It was like 6 months later, a lot of people worked there for 6 months and then they got laid off. So I was like, just as I thought. So, but luckily for her, she started a couple of days ago working for Aflac with his insurance. And I said, you'd be good doing that. I said, I think that would be a good sell a product that most people need. So one thing for sure, people are going to need insurance, health insurance, one way or the other. So she started working. She had got her license. You had to be licensed. I had a license to sell insurance, but that was in South Carolina a few years ago, well, several years ago rather. So tech sales, it was kind of rough. And I saw it coming. I was like, when I asked those questions and started asking questions and stuff, they just basically, I hate to say it, they just wanted Amazon's money. They too had that cohort, 100, how many people they had in that class? 1,000 people in the class in the Zoom learning tech sales. And everybody worked at Amazon, all different across the country. And they no longer part of career choice. They're not on the list. They're not an approved school anymore. They used to be, but they got kicked out because when I took the survey, I was like, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't satisfied. And I said, this program costs $10,000. If I didn't go through Amazon Career Choice, I asked them about that from the beginning. I said, if the program normally costs $10,000 and they only cost 5,250, what kind of services do we get? I don't know. They all of a sudden they don't know. They didn't know nothing, and they don't. I don't know. So when I started asking them questions, and it was like I was getting, we were getting the short end of the stick, basically, and they basically gave the money back to Amazon. I said that's fine with me. I had finished the program and everything. They were supposed to offer career development, help you find a job through the partners of companies they claimed they had worked with. They didn't have none of that. They didn't do none of those things. So if you ever come across SV Academy, please run. Don't even waste your time. Some people say, oh, they found a job. You probably could, but in actuality, mm-mm, nope. Tech sales, there's nothing wrong with tech sales, but you're not going to get no $80,000 salary and all that kind of stuff. The people that they showed talking about, I was making 80,000. They lived in California for one. They were making $80,000, and they were saying he worked. This one black guy, young guy, he said he worked at, I don't know, it was Google. No, it wasn't Google. I don't know where the hell he worked at, Google or one of the big tech companies. And for one thing, $80,000 is not a lot of money, especially if you live in California or New York. That may be a lot of money when you think about it. Oh, that's a lot of money, because when you used to doing gig work, making $5 per delivery, and you have to struggle to make income, anything that's 80,000, 60,000 is gonna be good for anyone, especially when you're not making as much money anyway. But these people, they was trying to help more so. They were very young. They were I don't think a lot of people ask enough questions. I think they one of those people like, oh yeah, let me do this. And if you start asking them or questioning people, they don't want to be bothered. And I was dealing with a lot of people who in their mid twenties, they were the project manager. They give them a little title, and then when you start asking them questions and telling them to explain things, they don't know. They don't know what to say, or they don't know how to deal with real life problems. And another thing, a lot of them, and I spoke to one of my friends. She's, you know, she's much older than me, and she worked for a major company. She's in middle management, and she said, I asked her, I said, what do you want to? And she has all these investments. She's a millionaire, even though she could be cheap, but she loves to when she travels. She loves to travel to exotic places, very up echelon places. She don't go to no Dominican Republic that be cheap. She don't do that. And as long as I've known her, you know, she's made money, but she don't waste her money. She don't buy fancy cars. I say, Marcia, when you gonna buy a brand new car? She'd be driving that old truck. Even I've known her for over 10 years, she still drive that old truck. And I was like, dang. But you know, but someone seasoned, experienced would know you don't buy no Lamborghini, big expensive Tesla that loses value. So she rather invest her money where she's gonna gain. So she's 62 now. No, 60. Let me see. 60, 62, and she still plan on working at the company she works with, which is a big, big international company. So I said, "What do you want to do when it says?" Well, she said when she ready to retire, she'll do her other thing, her real estate. She'll do real estate. She'll do her real estate business, or whatever the case may be. And and when I asked her about age and going into the IT field, basically she has a friend. She's 30, and she said that a lot of companies will hire younger people, pay them these big salaries. They stay for a year and leave. She said there's no loyalty. So this generation of younger people who's making all these big bucks in IT, they're not loyal. They work, leave, and then the companies has a hard time finding someone. So when I thought about, well, how do you think? How would I go about, transitioning from what I've been doing for so long with business, taxes, and technical sales and things like that? How do you transition into a role that's IT? So so it's not about what you learn, because anybody could learn Python, anybody could learn how to code. All that there is to take practice and knowing how to answer the interview questions, and knowing how to network with people to get into the field or company. Because today I also was listening to a podcast, not podcast. It was like a webinar of how to become a iCloud architect. See, that's another field in demand. iCloud architect is not coding. So I was doing, so I asked her. I got off the camera. I was on the camera. I asked them. I asked them a couple of questions, And I said, how would you use iCloud Architect for data analytics? They told me don't waste my time with data analytics. And I was like, what? So I'm going to ask WGU, I'm going to ask them about that. So they basically was telling me that companies hire people in terms of what you could do. The best thing to learn, which I was like, I already got that skill, is learning about having a business acumen skill set. Meaning that what is it that you could do to help a company bottom line with finance and business? Not so much, oh, I could write this code. It's not that. It is the financial business acumen. And it said the best thing you could have is an MBA. I was like, what? So I was kind of glad that he mentioned that. And then he gave, this man was 20 something years in the tech industry. And he said, don't be, he said, most companies, they're not going to look at your resume if you got a whole bunch of certifications. People going to get certifications. If you got like, they said, don't waste your time with, oh, I'm getting all these certifications. But it's best to try to develop certain other skills to show that you're of value for a company. And he said, do not go to HR, try to go straight to the hiring manager. So he gives big experience by networking and how is it that you're going to help the customers bottom line. So they started asking me, what is it that I like to do? So I said, well, I like helping people. I like talking with people in regards to finance, and I want to learn how to transition my experience in business into technology. So it was so much so the advice I was given was more so is to develop the mindset of a business acumen skill set. One thing I could tell you when I did SV Academy, I did had a lot of focus on learning the tools, Salesforce and the other two tools when we were contacting these companies on the phone in terms of sales. Now I didn't get no money for the sales; it was an internship. So I said, okay. So that is what skills that is important is knowing how to deal with different people from different sectors, dealing with project managers, management, software developers, programmers, people of different parts of the organization. So that was what he was emphasizing. And he said, don't focus on getting 3, 4, 5 certificates, being certified, and this and that or whatever. So I said, okay, that's a great advice. So one of the things I can tell you for sure, even when I got my MBA, they did teach you soft skills as part of one of the most important skills to learn. Is developing your soft skills, communication, um, and having an open mind to learn. So they said one thing you're going to have an advantage of is that if is that when I finally do start going back to school, learning different skills sets, it's really about the networking, getting meeting other people within different industries, attending different functions like AWS. They have, see, I was going on AWS and they have a lot of free things on there. And I was learning different, trying to develop a little project and stuff that I've been doing. It was little projects. So that's what I've been doing for the last few years. And in addition to doing the gig work, that's really because I wanted to more so get out the house, get myself moving, you know, try to pad my investments, you know, like I have some investments and I have, my savings and building up my little emergency fund and So when it's time for me to retire, I don't want to be boggled down in debt, you know. And I know I probably have a good, let me see, mm, 12, 13 years working life if I really wanted to stay in the working field per se. And 10 years from November I'll be 65. And then 2, 3 more years later, I don't have much working life remaining. I've done a lot of work. I have a lot of years of working. I have a lot of years of, you know, I ain't got no $1 million 401k account or nothing like that. But one thing is, if you could control your debt, that's why when I wait and see if they're gonna dismiss all that money in student loans, I'll be good. I have to see it to believe it. So like I tell y'all, once I get the notification that says, "Oh, your student loans forgiven officially," and I start seeing zero, it's one of the accounts and apps I looked at. I did look at it said negative 100 and something dollars been wiped out. But I'll see it when I believe it. When I actually see my student loan account that says zero is all being be given. But I'll do a video separate about that once that comes about, because um all of this is September and October. So when that September come around, that's when I'm gonna start checking on the updates. But I did get the notification from the Department of Education that according to their records, um, all or part of my student loans will be forgiven. And I was like, what? And they tell you to beware of scams. So I was under the income driven plan and also the public service. So I remember when I was in my 30s, I said, how long this thing student loan pay? Oh, I said, what? You mean to tell me I'll be in my almost in my I'll be in my mid 50s before these student loans get paid off? That's what you're trying to tell me? And you'll be surprised how 15, 16, 17 years pass of paying forever has finally reached that end point. I was like, oh, thank God. So, but I'm gonna wait and see. But I'm not taking those student loans when I go to WGU. So I don't care if I gotta stick it Amazon, stick it out with them, and keep taking advantage of that career choice program. I'm gonna keep going until they say they ain't doing it no more. But um, but while I still get to do the program because I'm an employee. And then when I go back, when it's time for me to go back, and they tell me they found they could let me do this particular job because based on my injury, based on my age and the condition, and it was an injury that happened at work, they not gonna press me to come back. And like I said, I was going to work, so I only been on leave of absence about a month and a half. I ain't been going. I only been on right before. How long ago was my trip? Matter of fact, when I came back from Arizona, that's when I was on leave of absence. So how long was that now? A month. You think it's a long time, but it's not. It's only been a month. So I've been going to physical therapy, and I was like, dang, the simplest movements that they had me doing. Okay, go ahead and do your neck like this, and do this, and do this machine. Be little. They said we're building up whatever they part of. I said, dang. I said this is stressful. And they said, so you don't work your muscle, and I'm doing all those things to get my movement back. That little bit of thing they have me doing is a lot. I was like, ooh, it was a lot. So you'd be surprised when they get you doing certain things, like hold your back and hold the wall and do this and do that 20 times, and how strenuous it could be on your neck and shoulders and back, because when you hit yourself an injury, it affects other parts of my body. And I didn't figure it was I didn't figure it was that hard. I was like, oh, man, in fact, I should be, where's that band? I'm supposed to be doing my exercises they want me to do, my little stretch. I guess I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it while I'm sitting here with y'all. I know that's not one of it, but what was one of it? Do this. I'm going to do this. This. Something with the shoulders. There's something with the band. I know I have it somewhere. There's something with the band. I have to strengthen all of this, and whew. So, but anywho, I know I've been rambling. Hey, where's the other 3 thumbs ups? Who didn't do the thumbs? Who didn't give me the thumbs? Give me the thumbs. Y'all be sitting in the bed watching me. Who is it? David, Dorian, TH, Lillian. Let me see who else I could name. Romeo. I don't have a whole lot of y'all. I know all Shelly Shell. I know y'all be watching, or y'all catch the replay, which I oops, dang it. Dropped the dang water. God dang it. Ugh. That was delicious. But I'm gonna buy me a dash cam. I'm gonna go online and look at Amazon. So hopefully it's not gonna be difficult to do and download, and then y'all can see my progress of what I'll be doing. Oh, these nuts. You ain't gotta show no tears. All right, these nuts. I'm sorry. You're my number one fan. You ain't even saying nothing. When I say my goodbyes, I'll go back. Besides, I want to know your real name for once, at least your first name. I'm going to send my email address. If you could email me, maybe one day you may invite me. Are you still in Virginia or DC area? Well, all right, y'all. If y'all have any questions that y'all want to ask me, send me an email. I put it in the chat. So if anyone wants to help me look for a dash cam or GoPro or something to record, it would be interesting for me to show y'all some of the beautiful sights. And I want to get a GoPro anyway because I want to start walking around Stone Mountain Park. So when I'm walking, I don't want to be on my phone and be holding the phone with the selfie stick and stuff. That selfie stick I bought, that thing pops the phone right on out and be dropping on the ground. What you doing in South Carolina until Monday? Where in South Carolina? Columbia, Greenville, Charleston? Where you at? So let me go to South Carolina one day and somebody recognize me and then calling my name out, because I used to go about in Atlanta and people used to bump into me because I guess they could tell by my hair. My hair was like really like boom, like curly. afro, whatever, and I'll be in the dark walking across the Publix, and people would recognize me. Okay, you was in Charleston. You was on my family neck of the woods. That's where I'm going to be eventually moving to. Not Charleston itself, but the outskirts of Charleston. I don't know if I want to move to Goose Creek where my mother lives, or Pleasantville, or Somerville. It's going to be in the low country for sure. But I'm not buying another house. What the? I'm not buying another house. If I buy something, once I pay off my house mortgage, which will be at least six years, if not sooner. That's why I want to fix this house up, not do no major upgrades. If I fix this house up and just change some of this old ass carpet and do some fresh paint and change some light fixtures and upgrade the kitchen a little bit, um, I may rent the house out, but I'm not doing no Section 8. I'll tell you that now. I'm not. Who are you on vacation with, these nuts? Hmm. I could have shown you around, but you don't communicate with me enough. Okay. Well, I will be in South Carolina in a couple of weeks. I haven't decided what day I'm going to leave, but I don't want to drive to South Carolina. I'm going to tell somebody, I said, I'm going to take the bus and somebody could pick me up because I really can't. I really can't. I really can't be driving that long of a distance with my foot, and I just feel kind of uncomfortable driving by myself, especially since my sugar levels be high. So I have to, I mean, a lot of people say 5 hours is not long, but a little bit, um, it could be a little bit daunting for me. That's why I always try to leave Atlanta at a certain time, and I always get to South Carolina before 8 o'clock. Like 8 o'clock every time I roll up, that's when I get there. So I'm gonna be going to South Carolina before I have to go back to work. I'm gonna try to see if they could extend my time longer than needs to be because I don't think I'm really ready to go back to work because they have to find me something to do. But I will find out come next week because someone suggested to me if I should apply for Social Security disability, but I said I don't feel like going through all that complications of doing that. But because if it's some other things too that will qualify me to get it because I haven't seen a doctor per se, but I'm waiting for what comes up from that. I've been going through somewhat of a little bit of depression. I mean, not crazy type of thing, but just feeling a certain kind of way. So if you got your mother live in South Carolina, you don't know. We could be related. That would be funny. Because I have a lot of family members when they left South Carolina or migrate. A lot of them went to New York, Maryland. I don't have too many relatives that migrated to Chicago, but I know a lot of them went right on this New York, um, Maryland area. Some might be in Atlanta, but I haven't, but I have family members who lived in Atlanta back, especially in 1968, 1970. They didn't like it at the time and they left. So I have family who actually lived in Atlanta back in the late 60s. So anyone who knows my last name would also know um, this other famous person, gospel singer that had the same last name like me. They're from Atlanta, but that was on my father's side. So when people say I'm a Grady baby, da 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 da, and all that kind of stuff, I have family members who lived here in the late 60s. Lived here for a while, and then they moved to New York. And as a fact, I lived in Atlanta longer than I lived in New York at this time, at this point in my life. I lived here much longer than I lived in it in New York. And I'm not that, I'm getting a little bit tired of Atlanta. The changes and all the stuff, people writing videos about Atlanta and moving. And I said, man, y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know the things that I've seen and experienced and the changes. Hey, how you know my last name is Smallwood? AB. Hey, AB. You know what? Yes, but I can't tell you how we related. I can't. I have over 50 cousins. First cousins, if I combine them together. And then some cousins were not my first cousin, they were my second cousins, but we close in age too. So I have such a large family, I can't even tell you how we related. But yes, we are. We come a singing family. Yep, Richard Smallwood. He's from Atlanta. That's where he's from Atlanta. But if you really, um, I did. I never said it before. I don't remember me telling nobody that. That's something I pretty much try not to talk about myself. I don't remember that. If I remember, if I said it, maybe I did, but I don't remember telling people that. But yeah, I would love to one day if he was did one of those geology and one of those like PBS special where they trace your genealogy from one of those famous people who do genealogy. I would love for him to be on there one day and see how it all comes together. I've been trying to do my genealogy and tree and stuff. I remember me, my sister, and my cousin Travis, we used to sit around and watch Roots back in the 70s. I remember that when Roots came on, that 12-part series, and me, my cousin Travis, and Linda, my sister, and my other cousin. I know it's the three of us. We were the main three, but we would sit there and write on a paper and do that little genealogy tree. And I remember that. We used to try to do that because we all got excited with the Roots series, and you do resemble him a little with your complexion. Yeah, that's true. But I can't even tell you. My mother and parents, they had like it was 12, 14 of them, 16 of them, and ooh, it was a lot. Let me tell you, it was a lot. I know I had one relative. We found out that we were related, and I met her online one day for something. We went to this event, and she said, "You the Smallwood, you on the Smallwood side of the tree on in such and such town in North Carolina." And she had a picture that she showed me, supposedly of my great grandfather. He was white, and he had a mustache, and it was curly, and it would be curled up like that. And she sent it to me on Facebook before she passed away. When I got to know her, I only knew her for a couple, maybe a year, and then suddenly she passed away one day. I was going to the Peachtree, not the road race. It was the Thanksgiving turkey trot. It was a race that they do during Thanksgiving, and I remember one of her partner contacted me and said that she was sick anyway, but I didn't know it, and she had passed away, and I had just met her a few months ago, and she had told me about the family tree and family history, and like I said, it's a lot. I It is very on both sides of my family is very huge. So I could actually go back one, two, you see, at least 5 generations. All of his songs are beautiful. You know what? That should be my opening song. No, I can't do it because you get copyright. I'm gonna go back and listen. Yeah, Richard Smallwood. And you know, when I go to South Carolina, when I used to drive through South Carolina, I used to go to St. Matthews. You know, that's where Viola Davis was from. A small country town, let me tell you. Viola Davis. She was from South Carolina. And you know who else is from South Carolina? Lionel Richie. Right up in that low country area. You'll be surprised how many people, um, when you go to those small towns and Charleston area and Goose Creek and that low country, even in North Carolina, those how far back things would go. It is a lot. All right, I've been on here for an hour and almost 40 minutes. No, Viola Davis. No, she is from St. Matthews, South Carolina. Unless I'm thinking of somebody else. Viola Davis. Dark skin, the one on the what's that TV? What's that? Let me look. No, her family. No, let me look. Let me look. All right. I just saw it. She may have been born in St. Matthew, South Carolina, but she may be reared in Rhode Island, Central Rhode Island, whatever. But I don't know. Like, ow, ow, ow. But before you could be reared up in that upper area, most people family originated either if they weren't from the Caribbean or whatever, they were reared in the South. Okay, I should listen to it. Yes, I looked at it. She probably was born in St. Matthew, South Carolina, and then went up to Rhode Island. But she I'm quite sure if I drive through South Carolina again, if somebody was going to put that up, I'm quite sure one day somebody put up there, Viola Davis was born here. But a lot of people, just like me, I could say that I was born in upstate New York somewhere, but I was reared in South Carolina when I was a baby up until 5, 6 years old. And, I mean, it just all depends. You could be born somewhere, but then you could be reared somewhere else in your formative years. So, but I'm quite sure by her being raised in Rhode Island, I'm quite sure she was sent down south, like most people, like most children growing up. They're gonna be reared. They may be born in one city or one state, and they move to the north. But Rhode Island, that's kind of strange for Black folks to be moving up in Rhode Island. Rhode Island. But at the same time, I had an argument with someone today. They was on their Instagram talking about at Martha's Vineyard and saying why it was this famous commentator. I can't remember her name. She decided to open up a little store or shop up in Martha's Vineyard to sell some of her products. And somebody wrote that she was a hypocrite and why would you want to go to sell your product in Martha's Vineyard. Da, da, da. I was like, first of all, Martha's Vineyard was always been a haven for Black folks. Now it may be Black people with money or you know wealthy, but it was that island was always occupied by Black folks before it became a very exclusive thing, just like Inkwell. It's this thing called Inkwell. I think that's in Michigan somewhere. It was a haven back in I want to say maybe the 50s, that a lot of well-to-do Black folks went to those places as a resort. But um, I don't see how someone wrote that comment. So I said, you better educate yourself. I said, Black folks has always occupied Martha's Vineyard and had land, and that's where they went in terms of vacation. So it's not taken, it's not as gentrified as other places because, like I said, when I try to explain Hilton Head, before Hilton Head became what Hilton Head is, that was Black people lived there, mined the land. It was Geechee. They just sold. They either, well, I say stolen. I don't care. Ain't nobody sold nothing to nobody. I think they stolen and became what it is. But um, what was I saying? Oh, the point I was making is that most people came from the South and just moved up wherever. Chicago, Harlem, even LA. LA, when I look at the history, I love history. And I love the makeup of how things came about. But still, ain't nobody owned that land. It was all been so stolen by Native American from the Native American people, but that's going way, way, way back when it was colonies, you know. But one thing for sure, having land and having it passed down from generation to generation to generation is very important. I have a picture. Well, the original picture's in my grandmother's house, but I took a picture of a picture with my grandfather when he bought land, when he left out of World War II and he bought land. I'm gonna take a pictures of some of the things. One day I'm gonna figure out how to show pictures of my family, you know, with my great grandfather and you know, I come from a long line of hard working, prosperous black folk. I ain't say we rich, but you know, prosperous. And sometimes the things that I see going on now, the foolishness and the foolery, it's just like I just can't stand it. You know, we are gonna face some type of adversity, racism. People want to clap back, but that's a whole new topic altogether. I try to keep myself not get angry when things happen to me because it triggers me. And things that's going on in this world today, it just, I don't know. I don't know. It's just crazy. That's all I know. Hey, 9 people in here. But I will go ahead and look at it. I would love to listen to it. So I'm going to listen to Richard Smallwood, my cousin, and listen to Viola. Um, I'm not close to Lake Lanier, but I know how to get there. I've been there. Well, I drive slow anyway. I like to take the back roads. So I would say Lake Lanier is probably less than an hour from me, give or take traffic. Well, yeah. Y'all know no, I did not take the film. I had to go up to Lake Lanier when I used to do those grocery deliveries. I had to go up there. There's a good 50, put it this way, it's 2 shots. I'd leave out my subdivision, make a left, make another right, get on 124, take it all the way towards Buford. And cause see, I don't like getting on the highway. If y'all want me to take y'all somewhere, Teresa take the back ways. I'll take every back way I could. There's every back way that I could possibly find. I just don't like driving on the highways. I just don't. I can't stand it. I'll take the back way, highway. I said maybe an extra 15, 20 minutes added on from the trip. I'll do that. But I'm not far from Lake Lanier. I'm probably less than an hour away. Why? You plan on going up to Lake Lanier? Lake Lanier, that's another place, history wise, of how it used to be sacred land of Native Americans or something like that, and how they came up there, just develop it to what it is now, some resort area, and for some reason there's a curse because every time somebody go up in Lake Lanier, somebody drowned. Even though people should be careful when they go in the water, you know, don't be trying to get in there just to go up there and don't know how to swim. That's the most dumbest thing I've ever seen people do. I'm like, why you don't go up there and don't even know how to swim and don't have no life jacket on, or they be on the boat and they be, you know, drinking and then when something happens. But supposedly there's some curse at Lake Lanier. But I like Lake Lanier. It's pretty. I did a couple of delivery. That's remember I tell y'all if y'all that's why I wish I had that GoPro. Remember I told y'all what I had to do that Instacart that summer, and I said, "This is not no address. What kind of address is this?" It was at a lake. It was at a lake boat at Lake Lanier, and I had to go there. Told Instacart, I said, "This is not a house. This is a boat." And then I have got there, and I said, I'm delivering this growth." It was a chicken thighs and ice, bag of ice. And when I got there, I had to park my car. They said, "Oh, it's all the way out in the lake." I had to go all the way. I said, "How the hell am I supposed to get out there?" Well, you could be on the golf court, and we could take you out to the boat. So I sat in the back seat. I was sitting on the golf court with the guy. Drove on the dock. Had to go all the way out to the water. And then when I got there, this damn bitch gonna sit there. She on the phone. I don't want it anymore. Bitch, you gotta take this damn bucket of ice and this damn chicken thighs before I throw it in the water, right? Here you go, wasting my time. I was supposed to deliver on land, not on a, not park my car, get on a golf court, drive to the deck to go out to the boat, all up in the lake. And then this bitch got the nerve to order again. It was a Saturday, and then Monday. I said, hell no, I ain't going out there again. Hell no. Oh, it's dangerous. I don't go anywhere. It's Lake Allatoona. Yep. Now I like going out there, but in terms of going out there on the boat and stuff, even though I could stay in South Carolina and do that, my uncle with his boat, he always promised to take me out there. He ain't been out there yet. At this point, I don't even want to go no more. But I like the water. See, I'm a water sign. I'm a Scorpio. I love the water. I love the beach. I love looking at well, I don't live on the lake. I live on the dock side of my house. So I have to walk up the street if I want to see the lake. One day I'm going to go there so I can sit there in the gazebo, so I can sit there and relax. Paying, even though I might be late with my HOA fees, I can at least take advantage and sit out there near the lake. But you can put your boat out there. I don't see how, but I see people do it. There was a house I was going to buy that was on the lake, but I didn't feel like going through the hassles of getting flood insurance because that's not included with home insurance. And luckily for me, I didn't buy that house because they had that big storm several years ago and wiped out that whole part of the land. I said, "Oh, thank God I dodged a bullet. If I had bought that house instead of the one I live in now, and it was too big for me, so that's why I didn't get it." I said, "No, I don't want to deal with the snakes and all kind of. It might be pretty." I said, "I could walk to the lake. I'll walk to the property and I'll walk there, but I didn't buy a house near the lake, so I bought it on the dock side. But I had to walk up the street, go to the apartment complex, and then I could sit out there in the gazebo. I have some pictures of me sitting out there. And then besides, I could go to Stowe Mountain Park and sit there like I did a few nights ago. But I like the water. But But that's what happened. Went out to Lake Lanier to deliver some chicken thighs and some bag of ice. And I was at least 50 minutes from home, so it wasn't like I was close by at the house. And I ain't had no cooler to put the chicken thighs in the freezer to cool it and take it home because they didn't take the food back when the customer refused. So I told her to take this. I should have cursed her out, but I didn't. But I remember going all the way out to Lake Lanier, and that would have been great footage. Great footage. I would have, but my phone. Then when I went all the way out there, the battery drained out, so I couldn't take no footage. I wasn't even thinking about taking the footage out there because I was so dang upset that I drove all the way over there, and I ain't like this, snooty ass bitch. I ain't gonna have me come out my car, get on a golf cart, drive all the way to the deck out in the water. I said, that's not what my contract says. And Instacart, they didn't even care. They didn't even care. They did not even care. Had me all the way out there, driving all the way over there, and get out the car, walk. They said you could walk. And I said, how long is the walk? 30 minutes. I ain't walking on 30 minutes. And then what I should have done, like I said, this was like a few years ago at this point. I was so concerned, make sure I do my deliveries, get it delivered, do my job, what I'm supposed to do. But I should have left it right there. I should have when I got out of my car and realized I had to go all the way out there in that lake area and all the way to the boat. I should have told her, okay, I'm gonna leave this with you. and she would have to come and drive her golf cart or whatever and get this chicken thighs and bag of ice. That's what I should have done. And I think within that week, I was gone. I was whew, deactivated from Instacart because they were people stealing. I was in the hood. People were, I deliver cases and cases and cases of water and soda and then took a picture of the house and everything. Hey, 10 people. Hey, Uberman Tampa. And people would call Instacart talk about they didn't get no cases. Like the devil's a lie. I used to drop off the stuff in front of the door. I took a picture. I used to drive away from the house and watch them get the stuff and put it in their house and film it and said, no, they lying. I got the film. And they people used to steal from Instacart, say they didn't get no. How the hell you didn't get no 5, 6, 7 cases of water and soda and junk and talk about you didn't get it. And I got this on film and camera. So I just couldn't deal with Instacart. They were a bunch of liars. They'll tell you they didn't get no tip. We didn't tip. Who left and didn't say bye? I went down to 10 to 9 people. Okay, Scott, give me the thumbs up. I'm trying to get my subscriber count up to at least 1,000, make it worthwhile. So I'm sitting here like, how the hell people gonna claim they didn't get nothing? They didn't get no. They didn't get all the big bulky stuff and steal. And they ain't had to be in the hood for them to do that either. It'll be up in these very nonchalant, expensive places that be pulling that mess. Those dang kids come home from college, all they do is sit around and smoke weed and eat up the food and sitting around the house doing nothing. And I'm sitting up, I said, shoot. That's why I said when I do that grocery haul, grocery shopping, I'm walking up some stairs, I don't have no problems telling them, all right, I'm at the door or I'm downstairs at the bottom of the step and my foot is hurting and I need somebody to come here and help me with these groceries. I have no problem. If I have to go up 3 flights of stairs, where you at? What car are you at? I'm not in the car no more. I'm at the I'm walking up to the stairs. Um, this is too heavy. And I can't, somebody need to come and help me. And especially if they didn't tip. I sure would call people. I'll call them right there to come out that door and come and get your groceries. Or I'll leave it right up there, halfway up the step. And I say, okay, somebody got to help me with this. One time I had to deliver something. They didn't want to get it. They act like I can't come out of him. I can't get, I threw that shit right to the door. I went there with boop, boop. I threw that stuff right to the door. One guy, Asian guy, now it wasn't even a bunch of stuff. I had to deliver to 15 customers. He lives in a gated community. I called him, what's the code to get in? And he gonna be all nasty and rude. I'm sitting here punching the door key. Does you know how to open? I said, excuse me. I know how to I open up thousands of gate codes. I know how to open up the gate. You need to press the button so I can get in. So when I finally got there, and I should have left it in front of the garage. So I left it in front of the door. So it was like a raggedy ass, stupid ass toy, but it's raggedy ass kids or whatever. So I took it, scanned it, but bloop. Then he gonna open the door. I'm gonna call Walmart. You ain't had to throw my stuff. First of all, I didn't throw it. I just tossed it to the door. And I said, okay, whatever. Have a good day. Bye. You should know. So I said, you gonna argue by yourself, man. I was already going in my car with my back turned, and he's still sitting here arguing about, you ain't know how to answer it. Man, I already was gone. I'm like, bye, have a good day. You ain't had to throw my stuff. You ain't had to throw. I ain't say nothing. I said, okay, whatever. See, you have a good day. I went there, put that stuff right up on that dang door. I should have left it in front of the garage so you could bring your dumb ass out the house and get it from in front of your garage. I threw that thing. I sure did. That thing went straight on into the threw that thing right at the door. It wasn't something that could break either. Some cheap ass plastic ass toy wrapped up. Man, I'm like, bye. I didn't curse him out. Sometimes you ain't gotta curse people out. He stepped me out the door, still fussing and carrying on. I'm already in my car, already backed up. I said, bye, have a good day. Bye. Zoop. Only thing he gonna do to call Walmart called Walmart. Man, those people live in some third party foreign country 50 billion miles away. By the time he could, and you talk about calling Walmart, man, I had to call Walmart about something. I ain't never got through to Walmart. I say, you better get your shit and move the hell on. I went right on the hell on. But like I said, mm-mm. I preview where I'm going to. But if ain't no tip left, I ain't got no problem. I said, excuse me, I'm too old to be walking up these dang steps, and I need somebody to help me come and get these bags. And then if they want to argue, well, take it back. Okay. If they talk about take it back, all right, all right. I'm already driving. No, I did that twice. Somebody did that mess. I called you. It's dark, way past my time to do anything. And I took that one last order. I called them. I said, excuse me, what building are you? Because it's dark in this apartment complex, and I don't see where you at. Where are you exact? So they will get it. No, first of all, no, let me back up. I got there. I called them. I said, "Excuse me, this is Walmart with the delivery. Can you give to get the code?" They didn't put no gate code in the instruction. I called them 3, 4 times. Nobody answered. I couldn't even piggyback behind nobody else to get in, but nobody else was coming through. So when they finally, I texted them. Then when I finally got into the apartment, I said, "What is your apartment?" Because it doesn't show. It had all these apartment buildings all over the place getting an attitude. You go and take it back. Okay. I was going. Then they calling me on the phone, calling me 3, 4. And I said, hello, who's this? I said, you told me you didn't want to order no more. Did you not tell me that? So I went back to the Walmart. I told customer service on the phone. I said, I called the customer. First of all, it took them, I had to wait there for them to open the gate. They didn't open the gate. Then when they finally opened the gate, I'm at the apartment complex. They didn't tell me where they at in terms of numbers. And she told me she didn't want it. So I still get paid. And then you get paid an extra $10 if you have to return the item. So they said they said they didn't want to return it. It was some baby wipes. The hell. It was some baby wipes. One box of baby wipes. And I sure did. I said, you said you wanted to return it, right? I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna say argue with you. I'm not arguing nobody. If you want your shit. If you want your shit. And that only happened to me twice. Was it twice? No, one time. Once. Yep. One time. So I was like, whatever. You won't be getting your whatever you wanted to order. That's for sure. So, other than that, doing Walmart Spark is really not that bad. It really isn't. I don't even focus about they didn't tip, they ain't need no tip, because you don't have to take. See, I'm not taking no lowball figures either. Like if somebody was like, I said one time it was so strange. I was like, how the hell you paying me $6 and something to go to two different people? I said, this doesn't add up. Something wrong with this one. And then when I look at the items, you ordering over 50 something items, big stuff. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. And then I said, nope. And then it keeps coming back. I said, I'm not taking this. So several people, you could tell they rejected it. I said, there ain't no way you ordering big ass cases of water and all this junk. Big case, not just one big case of water, but several cases of water. And you ain't leave not one tip on there. I'm like, hello, I just got here. I ain't talking about nothing in particular. This is random thoughts. And hi, what? Shanawi. I never seen you before. Well, please comment, like, and subscribe. This is just a vlog. Just randomly talking about the various different things. So right now I'm talking about the Walmart Spark gig work, gig app. So what I do is, like I said, I have a high ratings all across the board. I don't understand how I have 90% and they still consider that's still not in the green, but for on time delivery. I don't understand what is it that you have to have for it to be the green for on time. So what? 90% of my time is on time, but yet I'm not in green with that category. Everything else is excellent, but it's still pretty good. So I stopped trying to take everything that comes through. And I said, wait a minute, how come I keep taking the first thing that comes through all the time? So I said, let me wait. But those orders that was like real low and they have a whole bunch of groceries, hell no. Now I don't mind doing the grocery shopping. Now that's pretty good when I do the grocery shop, because when you do the grocery shop, you probably only going about 2-3 miles, and it still pays you based on how many items you're shopping for. So, but I don't have no problems telling people. I'm like, I'm here. It's dark. I can't see which way you at. They'll send one of those kids out. Someone's like, can you go ahead and guide the person? And they leave a tip. They'll come out there. I say, hey, thank you. Send one of those kids out, because most of they got kids because they have a whole bunch of junk in the bag. I'm like, damn. When they have a whole bunch of junk and a whole bunch of stuff, they got some kids, young kids, maybe teenagers or something. But you know, I think depending on who it is, some people will see that when you're struggling or whatever, they will they pretty much will come out and help you. You have to just simply tell them, I'll be straight up. I'll be straight up. And sometimes um when I take out groceries and I'm going to an apartment complex and they live upstairs, I'm like, what the hell? You know, Sometimes I come across some Mexican people, they be coming home from work and they be like, no English, no English. And but they see that I'm struggling. They'll help me too. They'll help me with I said, well, thank you. I really appreciate it. And they'll help me put the groceries up. I should just go put a lift in this door. I'll help them and take a picture and go about my business. But I'm starting to learn more and more not to. Well, do you think parents shouldn't buy kids unhealthy food? No, they shouldn't, but it ain't my business. It ain't my business. But when most of your groceries consist of potato chips, soda, candy, sugary stuff all across, and ain't got not one vegetable in the bag. No vegetables, no healthy food. Mm-mm. That 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 don't make no sense. I shoot, but it ain't my business. They want to feed their kids that, but don't be complaining. But I ain't got no money. I'm broke, and you buying junk. Now I'm not saying I'm not guilty for doing that myself, but I don't buy. I may buy maybe a bag of chips if it's buy one get one free, or something like that. But I don't. If I buy chips, I don't buy cookies. If I say, oh, you know what? I want me some vanilla wafer cookies. I won't buy chips. I either get me one little. I will get me one guilty junk food, but I will not buy potato chips. I don't buy soda. Now, if I buy soda, I may buy like some sugar free um um like a water type of thing or something. But it would have to be like on sale. Like I said, what this? I said this is soda and it's like no sugar and it's on sale, two for $5 or something. It had to be on extremely on sale. Exactly. I always said that about exactly, exactly. You know, I know some of y'all smoke on here, but you know, sometimes you have to, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect when it comes to grocery shopping and things like that, but I could work on my budget a lot. I last month I'm gonna have to see what my breakdown was. I wasn't going to Culver's, and most definitely I wasn't going no nasty yuck yuck burgers, Burger King or McDonald's. I ain't eaten Burger King since 3 years ago, maybe longer than that. But I would not go to Burger King. I will not go to McDonald's anymore. Matter of fact, I took off that app for the McDonald's because that was so tempting. They would say, "We're giving you you get buy one get one free Big Mac, or get a free fries on Fridays if you buy a Big Mac, and if you get a free soda." I said, "Mm-mm." I deleted that damn McDonald's app because I used to always go get breakfast sandwich. McDonald's is only good for the breakfast sandwich, but then even then, it's nasty now. It's like, mm-mm, I don't even like it. And then Chick Fil A, y'all know I used to be Chick Fil A queen. I used to do my videos and sit at Chick Fil A. Used to do my videos from there when I was working, doing my little homework assignments or whatever. Um, but I took that off. I took it off. I sure did, because they were too tempting when they had specials. Get a free large fries for free, and that's where they get you. You see free, then people go there, then you buying other things too. And I refuse. $8, $9, and some change for some nasty McDonald's. Hmm. So I said, let me go to Culver's. At least Culver's, they fix their food fresh as you go. And even then, it's only $8 and some change for their double cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. And then if you fill out the little survey coupon or put some number down on there, you'll get at least a free custard ice cream. But other than that, I don't even go to Culver's on a regular basis. I may go there twice, maybe twice in a month, maybe three times the most. But nope, I don't do that unless I have a taste for something. I'll do it, but I need to stop eating um, fast food because it got too much salt. I could feel it. I could feel it in my feet. I could feel it in my hands and I eat a lot of salt. And I said, "Dang, I need to drink a lot of water and get this thing out of my system." So I think once I started going back to eating all that fast food, processed food for these last couple of years, it took my sugar and stuff out of whack. So, and then another thing I start doing, which is a bad habit, Quick Trip. I don't know what possessed me to go to Quick Trip and eat two hot dogs. That is something I need to stop doing too, because um, all kind of people be on that getting a hot dog and leaving stuff all over. Like, mm-mm. If it looks disgusting and it looks nasty, I don't even eat it. And those taquitos, the little chicken taquitos, I was like, mm-mm. So, yep. If I start when when you start thinking about the little things you buying, that's where it really adds up to a lot of stupid things in one's budget. So I think I did pretty good with my budget within the food. I said I had a certain amount, but if I start adding up all the little things, I said nope. So when I want something that I know I had no business buying, I choose. I come up there with a whole bunch. I say, "Here you go, $2 for change." I'm like, "Gloop." If I want to get a little something, but other than that, mm-mm. All that processed type of food. So I said, "Shoot." So I know somebody asked me earlier, do I like beans? I love beans. Start cooking more, more wholesome foods, more less, start cooking at home. And I was really good about that. When I worked at even in Amazon, those people be at that damn machine because they don't have no they got these little machines and you order. People I be when I was sitting in that break room when I was on accommodation and I was sitting in the break room all day or most of the days, people was buying that damn what you call it? Energy drinks. I said, y'all spending $4 and they be buying, I mean, they be swiping that damn card like it's out of water or using the Apple Pay on their phone. Ding, ding. Buying. I said, some people go there 3, 4 times a night. And I know they spending at least over $20. And they would do that every day. I work 3 days on the shift. So people who work like 3 days, and then some people work overtime. Some people spending over $100 a week at that damn machine. Because I said one time I didn't bring my lunch, and I didn't go to, and I didn't, and I couldn't go nowhere to buy nothing. I said, dang it, I gotta go and sort myself and buy something from this nasty machine. I bought me the little processed sandwich and a drink. That thing was almost $4. And I said, like hell. And then they used to have these people come in, foodie. They used to be different restaurants, different places would come in. They would sell food, and people be lined up. I said, I bought that a couple of times, but it wasn't worth the money. I said, shoot, I'll cook or bring me a sandwich or something. So one thing I don't do is that when I do go back to work at Amazon, I used to make my lunch. I bring my little fruit breakfast when the next day turn around. I'll bring a bottle of the drink, whatever I'm bringing, and that's it. That is it. It was just too much. So I don't know how people are. I said I don't know how people are surviving financially. Let me see. Hey, this is somewhat different topic, but it's relevant to my life right now. When do you think is a good age to get married? I don't think it's a certain age to get married. It's about who you want to get married to. That's the thing. But people get married at all different ages. It's not about the age, it's about where you are in life and who you meet. Don't I wouldn't focus so much about, oh, I want to get married. I want to get married, because some people get married. Let me tell you about, okay, let me give you an example. My nephew. Now, he, how the hell he is? He about what? I think he's 30. I don't know. He got married. This was 2 years ago, right? But prior to him getting married, he had already was in a relationship with this other girl and had 2 sons. The second baby of the girlfriend of the woman, a girl he was seeing, um, she was pregnant, and then it determined he was the father. And then a few months later, he talked about he getting married and had a little girl from the marriage. So this past April, he talking about, my sister didn't tell me because I had, me and my sister, I blocked her for a while because she was getting on my nerves. About they getting, he told me he got divorced. He was getting a divorce. I'm like, what the hell? You were only married a year and already getting divorced and already had a third child from the wife that he was that got married to. And I found it was kind of real strange because when his second son with the girlfriend was pregnant and gave birth, it was only a few months later that he was getting married to the second one. But that's not the catcher, y'all. I spoke to him just to see how he was doing. And he was like, um, he said he was having another child. I thought he was having another child from the wife, and maybe they worked things out. No, I got a girlfriend. I was like, what the I ain't curse. I ain't cursing him out. I said, okay. I just so happened to ask, is she white? What that got to do with anything? Yeah. So she was a white girl. For some reason, I already knew. I just asked the question if she was white because I said, you know, you have a fourth child with three different women and he not even divorced yet and wasn't even married for a good year before he went, so I never knew what happened. I didn't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I didn't get I didn't get the detailed scoop of who did what, who cheated or whatever the case may be. But he sure got married after so-called the relationship from the girlfriend was broken up per se. And then now he divorced because he divorced or getting a divorce and got a girlfriend and she's pregnant. So that means you were married for about give or take a good year. Because if you have a girlfriend and she's 9 months to get pregnant, that means he was cheating when he was getting married, and he just got married. So I don't know where he got that from because in our family ain't no one do no. Well, I can't say that because I did have a half sister, but looking back at that situation, it was I would say I don't know. It's somewhat similar because I have a half sister, my sister Cassandra, and I had supposedly a brother which I never met because he died in a house fire. Um, Maybe a couple years before my youngest sister passed away, and I think that's what really brought a lot of turmoil to my father even before he died. And I think that was something, guilt. But I know my father probably did the same thing. Basically, he already had, me and then you had another woman pregnant because me and my sister Cassandra, we not that far off in age, and we sat there when we met in elementary school or junior high one day, and we figured it out that basically my father was a Rolling Stone. Oh, that's okay. So basically, my nephew, that's what he did. I was like, what the hell? And my sister, you would think my sister would tell me. And I told my nephew, I said, no, your mother didn't tell me. That's not in her place to tell me. If you want to know, you would have told me. It ain't like it's not like I'm close to my niece and nephews where I talk to them on a regular basis. I call them, they don't call nobody, they don't call nobody back. They don't say how they doing, but every time I see them, I give them money. I went to the wedding. I should have kept my fucking money and give them shit if he's gonna do some mess like that. So I said, shoot, they old enough. I'm not, when it's time for me to leave my will and I need to do my will, I'm not leaving them nothing. I ain't leaving them a dime or a nickel. I'd rather donate it to people on this channel who've been following me for years. If I know some of your real names, I would leave y'all in my will. It ain't gonna be a whole lot of money, but you know, like I was talking to my therapist, sometimes you can have family for people who are not so much related. You can have people that you can meet. Friends could be your own family. So I stopped trying to agonize myself by not being as close of an aunt to my nieces and nephews. And I said, you know what? I'm not the one that refuses to see them or talk to them. They have their own lives. Matter of fact, they grown as adults. They got children of their own. So I haven't even seen my grandnieces and nephews. They wouldn't even know who I am. So as they grow up in the years, they're not gonna know anybody in the family. How does that make you feel when goodwill or good intentions is not returned? If my goodwill is not in return, I I'm starting to learn because, like I said, I don't want to talk about too much because I am going to therapy, which I wanted to discuss with y'all of the things that I'm feeling. But I and it's part of and I'm tr- and it's I'm trying to get out of the depression because I'm very depressed. It may not sound like it now, but I told my therapist this week that I have a YouTube channel. I didn't tell her my channel name, But I told her, how often do you on there? And I said, I try to get on twice a week. But I said, it's a way for me to let go of things. So it's kind of, so when I come on here, I'm not, this is my personal vlog where I go on here. And I don't have a lot of subscribers. I have the same core people who come on here that I've known for the last few years. And sometimes I wish I'd meet some of y'all face to face. A couple of y'all I talked on the phone. And one day I'm gonna make a trip to visit, you know. And I know some people I talk to, they care about me, and it makes me feel a little bit better because I'm not, I don't have any kids. I'm not married. I'm not involved with anyone, and I try not to isolate myself because it's costing me a lot of depression. And then, um, but I don't know. I don't want to talk about that particular. But if you do your part and they don't return the will or whatever, if you see if they using you, I would cut them off. I would not do it anymore. If you go out there, help somebody, help somebody, help somebody, and at some point you may be enabling them, or um, you may be being used for whatever, and it may cause resentment. And if it causes that type of resentment, or it may cause you feel a certain way, I won't do it anymore. Don't do it. But in terms of the question about when is a good time to marry somebody, it's no particular age. Some people get married when they, young, 18, teenagers, and it works out well for people. Some people get married, they in their 50s. Some people get married 60s. I was reading something the other day. A lady got married to her husband. An hour later, he died. She was a bride and a widower within an hour. I was like, oh my God, that was the most saddest thing ever. But see, I don't know if they knew he was sick or he was already sick, but for that to happen, I read two stories like that. The person just got married, and then an hour later they died. You know, either they got killed. Like one time I read a story, the lady and her husband they were married, and they left the church or whatever, and the groom got shot down, got killed. So there's no particular time because we don't know how long we have to live on this earth. We don't know how long anything will happen. So there's no particular age when the age you should get married. Some people make it in mind that, oh, I'm going to get married when I'm established, when I have certain things in life, or where I feel where I'm at in life. And some men may, matter of fact, there was one guy I dated in college, and we kind of broke away. I remember when we first talked, he said he wanted to get married until he's like 30, until he's like in his 30s, like 35, I think, something like that. He said, and he wanted to have his career working at Amtrak, and that's when he ready to get married. And we lost contact with each other through the years. So last year, sometime, I so happened to looked him up, and I saw he had a Facebook, and he got married and had kids, and he working at Amtrak. So at this point, he's what, maybe late 40s, maybe early 50s at this time, at this point. And he got married, and that was something he planned to do. And I started having a little feelings because I said, damn it, that's supposed to be my life. I was supposed to be married. And I probably, but it is what it is. And I remember he asked me, you have any kids? And I said, no. He didn't even ask me if I was married. He just asked me if I had any kids. I said, no. And after that, we didn't friend each other on Facebook to communicate anything further. He had a wife. He had grown kids, lived up in Maryland. And this woman is lucky to have him because he was a great guy. But he didn't want to, he didn't, we wasn't thinking of marrying me even when I was in college. He left college. He left college because he didn't feel college was for him, and he wanted to work at Amtrak. And one time we did came apart, and then we found each other very briefly. And I think that's when at some point I moved to Atlanta, and I kind of lost touch with him. And I felt a little certain kind of way because I was like, that would have been my life. I would have been married to him. I said, but it didn't meant to be. Life happens. I don't know why. I can't answer why. I don't, you know, but there's no certain age. People may never get married. At this point, the way how the world is now, with the way how people are, they might not even be worried about getting married because it's more to getting married than love. It's a lot of commitment involved. It's a lot of people need to be together. Most of the time, you hear people say people get divorced because of finances and things like that. That may be true. That may be true. But sometimes, just like women or these girls rather having babies by these random dudes that ain't got nothing about they ain't nothing about nothing and don't even and some of them crazy that they don't even want people to go. You meet somebody and then just like this case going on with that lady in North Carolina, she missing. And the more people say they the cops ain't following through with the missing person and then I said, first of all, black people need to stop have this concept of no snitching and maybe they know something more than they realize to help resolve the issue of the missing person. But she was last seen with the so-called boyfriend, and they found him in the car sleeping or something. They found, a few days later, he in her car, and next thing you know, he's missing. But then I heard today that they said about his wife. Wife, what the hell they came from? So a lot of people hook up with people because they afraid of being alone or oh, they get to a certain age, they want kids, and they just randomly have kids by anybody. And then they want to, and then I don't know. Are you talking about elite? Yeah, briefly about that. I'll talk. I'll do another video about that because people are bringing race and how things are put on TV, and they said they're not getting any coverage, and because we black and this. I said everything ain't gotta be on the damn news. Everything ain't gotta be major national news attention to say just because they not having FBI involved. This person, people don't know what's involved when they look up cases. You know how many people get kidnapped, murdered, killed, and and they talk about they ain't getting no national attention. They ain't getting no, if that's the case, the whole news rail would be about murder, kidnapping, and all kind of crazy stuff. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much to have so much things. Everything ain't got to be out there all the time. And half the time, cases are resolved or leads are found is based on what family members know about. If or people in the community, if people are being shut mouth, I ain't snitching, I ain't saying nothing, or they don't know nothing. If the family was so concerned about her being missing like that, um, they should be able to tell what really is going on. But they don't. People say I need my business. That ain't none of my business. You know, I don't want them involved all up in my relationship. And then when something happens with the person you're dealing with, nobody don't know nothing about the person. They don't know where they at because people either try to keep themselves private, what goes on in their life, and then when something happens, they expect somebody to know. Cops and detectives don't know unless unless people start talking about the person and what's going on. Do you feel life was calmer before? I don't know. All it did was magnify the problems I don't even say 24/7 news. It's really social media. Everybody got a damn camera. Everybody want to put stuff on social media. Everybody want, that's what it is. It's not the 24/7 newsreel, because people 24/7 newsreel, people are not looking at TV like that. It's social media just exposed it more. It's always been, people always been come up missing. People always been kidnapped. Drug trafficking, sex trafficking, all those stuff always been. Just like when that Carly thing, they want to put that Jesse Smollett. I said, really? Y'all go, that's as far back y'all could think Jesse Smollett, because that was the biggest thing on YouTube and social media, the Jesse Smollett. I said, y'all sure got some small minds back in 1990 something. That other white woman, Susan somebody, I can't remember her name, in South Carolina, when she reported she was missing and somebody kidnapped her baby by two Mexicans and two black men, and she made a false report. That was back in the 90s. And turned around, she was, she came up with a lie. I'm talking about social media, partially, yeah. Hey, Vicky S. Look, I got to stay on here for almost 2.5 hours for y'all to finally come on. Yep, Susan Smith. That was in the 90s. She reported false, made false police report. I'm going good. You come on all late. Hmm. Yeah, it is. It's all as well. But, I ain't going to talk too much about it. You got to have to come back tomorrow when I'm on here. I'm just telling you all what's been going on and just talking random. So, Shamiri, you keep asking a lot of questions. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so I can. Oh, I had a blister on the bottom of my foot, and I had to go to the emergency room to make sure I didn't get no infection or nothing like that, because I'm diabetic, and I tried to go to the podiatrist, and we ain't got no place. I mean, it was hell going trying to go. So they said, yeah, get the emergency room, make sure ain't nothing, it's not no infection, da 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 da, and all that stuff. So okay, I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. I'm usually not on here so long. Usually I'm already in bed and looking at YouTube channels. Well, I appreciate sending good wishes. But yeah, so all these things that's coming up on the news, and people being missing and making false reports and all that kind of mess, I didn't even follow that up. I didn't know about that until maybe the um 3-4 days in. And I wasn't following it like that. And I said, when I first heard it, I said, man, that's a lie. Ain't no baby was walking the side of no damn highway up in no dang highway up in Alabama. I said, that's a lie. And then when I heard the tape and stuff, she sounded like she was slow. Yeah, it was a blister. But if it was an open wound, then, but it wasn't. But, you know, but thanks for asking. But I was having a whole lot of trouble, a whole lot of problems trying to get a doctor, go to the doctor, being thrown out of the doctor office, talking about leaving with this damn Becky and Karen. I thought I'd punch these bitches in their face. You know, you man, please. I gave you my driver's license. You took a picture. I mean, they was giving me hell. I had, I ain't want to talk about that no more, because I'm trying to, get out that negative mindset, being angry, looking like a crazy woman. But, but these dang healthcare systems and hospitals and people being rude, going to places, and people think they supposed to talk to y'all kind of crazy. I said, I ain't cursed at you. Ain't nobody did nothing to you, but people really been trying me. And I don't know what it is with people, you know, I don't know what it is with people these days. They getting all. I said, what the hell you getting agitated and frustrated about? I'm the one that have to deal with this, and then they coming on here acting, want to act all stupid. I said, shoot. I said, let me not, with my one good foot, my foot will go up your fucking ass. But you lucky. You lucky. I ain't trying to go to no Gwinnett County jail. I'm not. So I said, let me walk away. I cursed their bitches out. I said, you know what? I hope you get COVID in the mouth. You dumb bitches. And I left. Now all of a sudden they wanna now all of a sudden I'm supposed to be like you make me sound crazy, even though I am going through some things. But that's a whole new topic altogether. I'll let y'all know. But did you see my pictures of my trip when I went to Arizona? That was fun. It was trying too, and when it was time for me to go home, but I still had fun. I was well rested and was finally able to get out of Atlanta and take a break because I needed a break for sure. I'm about to go someplace else again. I still have me some $900 worth of gift cards to go on a cruise, and I haven't yet determined where I want to go with that trip on Royal Caribbean. What's your favorite trip you went? I don't know. It ain't been a while since I've been to anywhere. I don't know. Oh, it was fun. I enjoyed it. If you go back on some of my videos, Vicky, you see some of the things I was doing. I was all the way up and down Ragoon, Arizona, which is the old west, where those Apache Indians and when you go to Arizona, you see those mountains. It was so pretty, and it was rugged too. It was nice though. I liked it. I would say my friend, but we're not friends anymore because something happened towards the end, and I wasn't. I was really there to relax and stuff at her ranch, her and her husband ranch, at and I've known her for years, and then I finally went out there to see her and her husband. So we didn't really hang out like that. She basically did her whatever her routine. I was basically in the little casino or the house. They call it small house in Spanish. And ain't nothing to do out there. It's basically you're gonna be doing walking, and I didn't get to go horseback riding or nothing like that. And I just fed the donkeys and went to their friends or neighbors' establishment. Yeah, she invited me there. I ain't had to pay. All I paid was my airfare and the Uber and the Lyft to come back to Tucson, which is 60 miles away from where she was, and that was it. So I was there, in my little casino, resting, and you know, yeah. If you go back and look at my videos, you see some of the things I was doing. I got some of the pictures or film of some of the things I was doing. It was quite fun. I was listening before I could get in and chat. I used to kill those QT hot dogs in a bag of chips. Or you move on to the egg rolls. Ooh, I don't like those egg rolls. I never ate it before, but it don't look good times. Eh. Well, I still eat those hot dogs, those QT hot dogs. Those bag of chips, I don't buy those chips. I refuse to spend $2.59 for that little bag of chips that got nothing in it. I refuse. So I killed those hot dogs. But I don't try to do that every day. I do it occasionally, but and then I got the QT app too, and sometimes I get a free something 49 cent bag of air exactly. I'll get me they'll say you get a free ice cream, or it costs me $2.49 for a cheese sandwich. I'll get something like that. Matter of fact, sometime this week they got two for $3 for the slice of pizza, But the thing about it, they cut that pizza in half. It used to be a good little, it'd be a good little slice. Now you get the pizza, they make it much smaller than what the cup supposed to be. I was like, y'all cheating ass. That's why I come in there with my cup and fill up with something to drink and be like, this is water. And it'd be, David saw me one time. So I'm getting me some water and I'll be filling up with tea. And they be, technically that's stealing. That is stealing when you walk in there with the QT cup, filling it up with something to drink, and then walk out like you bought it. But technically I did buy it because I don't even fill it up all the way. I just, it'll be already watered down. And then I have it drive around all over the place. And then I go into QT and say, I'm freshening up my drink because I ain't finished drinking it the first time. But shoot, But yeah, I was invited out there to come out there. She lived out there for a while. I was supposed to have been going out there to visit. So I finally did go out there to see her husband, but something was going on because she seemed very strange. I don't want to get into it, but it was something going on. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. Like I said, shoot, now I don't have no particular place ever, ain't no particular place. But I want to go somewhere this year because you know what? During that trip with that dang ass airline, I thought, oh, I get to leave on time. They had to give me another voucher for $200 again and another $100. So I got and I still I got me another voucher to go anywhere for free. So you know what? Before the first one expires, I need to look for it. I need to take a trip to go somewhere before it expires. I think it's October. Shut now we. Okay. I don't know what that means. Yep. So because of all the hiccups, I had to the trip was originally go to Atlanta to Denver and then transfer to Tucson because something was mechanically wrong with the plane that day. It made me miss my connecting flight. So I had to give me was it $100 or $200? Yeah, $200 voucher because I later did get another $100 voucher too. And I still had another pending voucher from before. So anyway, so I got all these flight credits to use. So because of that, I wasn't going to be able to make the connecting flight. I had to go to Phoenix, Arizona. And then from Phoenix, no, let me back up. I had to go to Denver, then go to Phoenix, Arizona, and then go to Tucson. It took, I was supposed to, I was supposed to left at 6 a.m. in the morning. I was supposed to got there um, about morning in Tucson. I didn't get there till 6 o'clock that evening, Tucson time. So I was traveling in the air through airports all that time. No, I missed the flight. It was Vegas. I had to go to Atlanta to Vegas, then Denver to Arizona. I had to make three connections. I was like, what the hell? Now I didn't mind because I said, you know what? I ain't get mad because I was able to. I did meet this other person, her daughter. They were going to Tucson. She was taking her during the summer, so we were kind of hanging out together. At first, we was going to go to the strip, but I didn't want to feel like walking around with my suitcase, walking on the strip. And I didn't want to, I didn't want to take the chance of going on the strip, take an Uber, walk around, and then find another Uber to get to the airport. So we basically, stayed at the airport while I was there in Vegas. So I said, if I was going back home and it was a delay, I probably would have I probably would have left the airport in Vegas, walked around Vegas, maybe make a hotel reservation and went to Vegas and stayed in Vegas. So, but I have another flight credits to go to, and I want to use because they got a 50% sale at Southwest, and I want to use that probably around November when my birthday come and go somewhere. I'm leaving to sleep. I really enjoy my stay here. Them nights crickets loud as what? You can hear that? Good night. Say good night to my new friend. Please comment and like and subscribe so when you come back again, we could talk about some other things. So good night. I didn't know you heard those crickets that loud. It's that dang. It's so quiet here in the subdivision. You don't hear no ruckus going on. But yeah. And you know the window. And you where that damn Charlie at? Charlie! Where your black butt at? I don't know where you I don't know what happened to Charlie. That dang cat. He probably outside chilling in the backyard. Cause sometimes he don't go too far. He be right there in the he's sitting out there in that backyard just looking at the lights and the night light. And somehow when 2 o'clock come, every time it'll be around 2 o'clock in the morning. Here he comes sneaking upstairs, jumping on my bed, and they want to sleep. So Charlie still being Charlie, y'all, thinking that every place in this room is his. But he'll come upstairs. He'll be come meowing. Then he want to lay down, and then he'll sit right up there on my dang bed like it ain't nothing. But Charlie's got a little big boy, but I'm trying to make him a YouTube star because I've been watching a lot of cute videos lately on cats and dogs, and people be doing voiceovers, and people be really be watching. I know I'm watching them. I've been watching a lot of pet videos, and they have their own channel and everything. I'm trying to groom Charlie enough so he could start doing some things too, so he could make me rich, at least YouTube rich. But I don't know where he at now. He's somewhere. Let me see. Nope. He's not on a bicycle because you know he used to love to be on that dang bike. He'll come up here one day. He'll come up here in the next couple of hours. He was here at first, so he probably downstairs, or he made a fact he might be in that dang bed by now. That Charlie boy, I swear, he act like he don't know how to eat no cat food no more. He don't. I feed him cat food. I eat chicken or cooking breakfast, bacon or whatever. He be sitting right there, like yeah, like he wants some too. He be like, I want me some ham. You know, he want ham sandwich. That dang cat, spoiled. But I still love him, nevertheless. But anyway, it's down to 6 people. So Vicky, what you been up to? Because it's been very it's been interesting for these last few months. Ugh, I'm about to go to bed soon. I've been on here too long. 3 hours, almost 3 hours. Okay, so I'm gonna look for me a GoPro or some kind of dash cam or something so I could film and take y'all along my journeys with the Walmart Spark and show y'all how things are going. Hmm. No, people wanted me to do a ride along when I do the Walmart Spark, and I want to buy me. I want to start recording when I do some deliveries, when I'm driving out and about, and show you some of these pretty sceneries that I've been going to. Cause I don't know how to use my Well, I know how to use my phone, but I don't want to keep using the phone because it drains the battery real low, and it's hard to do deliveries. And when you're trying to navigate, when I start going to places, I need to have the app available. So if I'm using my phone to record, it's hard to get the orders when it comes through. So, but I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start showing y'all some of the things about the Walmart Spark, and I may try to do Roadie again because Roadie also do grocery shopping, and then Uber Eats. I don't even know you're gonna call it Uber Eats anymore. Uber start doing Walmart deliveries for groceries too. What? I got $1. Oh, that's the tip. Never mind. I was like, what? I got $1 for today. That was a pending tip. Someone gave me $1 tip from Wednesday. Quite interesting. Wait a minute. Let me see. Okay. So usually Walmart Spark, um, it really stopped picking up and being busy. It's like they told me, and I changed my zone. So they told me like Thursday, most definitely Friday, Saturday. Sunday gets kind of a little bit slow, but usually Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays is really the busiest time when it starts to get busy. So I'm gonna try to get up in the morning and do like a full. I might do 8 hours and see how much money I can make with that. But it's I think out of all of it, it's pretty good. And I'm gonna see if I go back to doing Uber again, not people, but I'm gonna see. So now that I found out that Uber does the grocery shopping, I'm gonna start doing the Roadie, the Uber, and Walmart Spark, and see if I could do all three of them at the same time. Because if I go to one Walmart, I may pick up an order that may be um, at the same store. Because I didn't know that Uber start doing groceries at the Walmart. So that would be something to do. And Rody does it too. But the thing with Rody is you picking up prescriptions. And I said, shoot, that's even better. You pick up one little item, and I'm gonna see. I'm gonna do the experiment and do that multi app, and you know and do that because I know you can make you can make pretty good money doing it. But it's starting, I don't want to get too oversaturated to the point where everybody want to do it. Because that's one thing. That's one thing for sure. Walmart Spark, you could sign up for it, but they don't be picking. They don't be picking up people that quickly. Rody, you could put in a request that you want to do a pickup, but you got to wait and see if somebody picks you or choose you to do it. That's the only thing about that. So I'm starting to see a lot of people starting to do. I don't know. I see a lot of people starting to do the Walmart Spark, but I don't think it's as many people as people think it is. So, anywho, 4 people came on. All right. So let me say good night now. Good night, Vicky. Good night, Shut Nawi. Good night, Uberman Tamper. Good night, AB. Good night, D's Nuts. Who else I'm missing? Family Channel. Good night. Bubble Topsy. Good night. Who else I'm missing? All right, for those who didn't come on and say hello, David maybe, Dorian maybe, um, baby Shelly Shell. I don't know. I know who'll be on here watching. But anyway, It's 3 hours. I've been on here long enough. It's 12:05, and I want to be able to get up in a decent time tomorrow to start my morning deliveries. So that way I don't sit around doing nothing half the day and then decide to do it at 3 o'clock. So if I do it, start early in the day, I'm, and put in a full day, I want to see how much money I'll make. But I'll let y'all know. So y'all have a good night. And if you want to send me a message, just send me a message on my email account. And please like, comment, and subscribe. I would appreciate it as well. All right. I'll say good night. Talk to y'all later. Thanks for the thumbs up. And please like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. Good night, Vicky. Come back tomorrow.